This case is relatively simple because the regulator and the company agreed that fault was present and agreed on the appropriate penalty. However, this is still a very useful case in terms of learning about the competition law concept of third line forcing. Third line forcing occurs when two parties make a contract, and as part of that contract, one of the parties is forced to acquire products and services from some third party. In other words, the third party doesn't have to compete for that business because the contract forces the client to use them. In this case, Black and White cabs provided taxi services. So individuals or smaller companies often own and operate the taxis, but Black and White provides them with things like a call centre, which directs fares to them, and also things like advertising, which increases the overall business available. Black and White had an arrangement with Cab Charge Australia Limited, which provided a range of payment services. Any of you who remember the days before ride sharing was king will probably remember Cab Charge cards and Cab Charge vouchers. Black and White changed their contract to include the following. Black and White Cabs has an approved electronic payment system, being the Cab Charge FPOS system. The operator must use the approved electronic payment system exclusively during the term of this agreement. You can see the third line forcing here. The contract was between Black and White and the operator, but the operator was thereby forced to use Cab Charge whether they liked it or not. At the time, the relevant legislation was Section 47 of the Trade Practices Act, but nowadays the same conduct would contravene Section 47 of the Competition and Consumer Act, entitled Exclusive Dealing. Justice Finkelstein found it was a condition of the offers made by B&W Cabs to provide network services and taxi licence services that the operators acquire services supplied by Cab Charge. This conduct amounts to third line forcing. The parties agreed for Black and White Cabs to cease the third line forcing activity, provide professional development and education for those staff members who had clearly not understood that what they were doing was unlawful, and pay a fine of $100,000. Third line forcing distorts markets by insulating some market participants from the need to compete, and it locks the weaker party in a contract into third-party transactions over which they have little influence.